That was an April afternoon, and we decided to go for a bike ride, my wife and a friend of ours. And we were at Summit Lake, and our bike's ready to head out. And car drove into the lake. And first it was kind of, really? And sure enough, right at the ramp, they went in the lake.
I was driving down South Street, which runs parallel to the lake, when I received the call. So I could literally look over to my right and see where it was at. I didn't actually see the vehicle, but I pulled in, I immediately seen the vehicle. The call came in as people, family, possibly family, in the lake, and I'm sure there were multiple calls because there were citizens standing around. I saw Lieutenant Layne, who was in the water on the passenger side in plain clothes. I didn't know how he had gotten there. I just took my vest off and my belt off. I think I left my shoes on, and jumped in the lake.
Anytime you see child seats in a car, whether it's an accident, in any scenario, you're concerned for them. Adults control our own destiny, but children rely on us to keep them safe. And when that goes through your mind, seeing that a child may be involved, I think it raises the level of concern, because no child can get out of that car seat by themselves. So seeing two of them in there added a little bit of more intensity to the situation. And I think once Officer Kraft, everybody heard the possible family, it raises the level for us as well. Everybody takes a little quicker step. All waters in Northeast Ohio are considered cold water lakes. Even if it's summertime, it's still cold enough to create hypothermia. So in April, it was cold. I don't know the actual temperature, but it was cold. You can't see in Summit Lake. You go by feel.
There was nothing. You wouldn't be able to see your hand if you put it in the water. When I got there, the water had risen so much, at least in the front where the motor was dipping down, that if there was a toddler or kid in there, we wouldn't know without actually going into the car and into the water. So that was definitely our concern, no matter what. I mean, even when we're talking to the person that was in the driver's seat.
Trying to figure out what was going on was the biggest thing. Keeping yourself safe as well as trying to help somebody else who obviously was having a bad day one way or another.
The car was sinking, but there was concern of making it sink faster by busting out the windows, but the doors were locked, so we couldn't get in. We didn't, eventually, after we busted out the windows, we didn't see any kids in the seats. We didn't see anybody in the front passenger side.
Obviously, safety being first, you kind of throw that out the window when you really don't have the tools at that point to handle the situation. You're calling for all the resources you can get, and they responded quickly. Officer Kraft, who was close, and the Akron Fire and Akron Police, everybody showed up quickly, and everybody went straight into the work mode and resolved the situation.
I swam over to the driver's side. At the point where I seen there was a male in there, and at that point the water was up to his chin, and I could feel underneath the tire, because the car was still floating, but it was over. Must have been a bank there or something, but it was just floating, hovering, and it was getting obviously sinking. I tried to pull him out. There's broken glass everywhere, and I'm trying to pull him out from the outside over the broken glass, and I eventually got him out, and I think he might have panicked and put his arm around me, which put me under the water for a couple seconds. I came back up, grabbed onto him, swam him back to the dock where officers and AFD personnel were able to pull him out. Then I just swam the rest of the way into the shore.
Multiple people from Dive 10, Rescue 10, from AFD, and there's multiple police officers on shore. Everybody played their role exactly. Everybody was calm.
Right, and they were all there to basically pick up where we couldn't handle it anymore. Once we got him to shore, they pretty much reached down and took it from there, and we were able to get treated for injuries and whatnot. So.
Realizing that we're put in those scenarios that people are having a bad day and they want help. If it's an innocent bystander or somebody who's just having the worst day of their life, we're there to help We took that oath, and I think both of us would agree that this person is having a bad day and was really reaching out for help. And it's not just, like I said, not just us. It's every person on the fire department, on the police department. People throughout the city will help each other. We happen to be at the right situations, the right time to try and help somebody out. Obviously, I decided to go for a swim and not for a bike ride that day.
More like a triathlon.
Yeah, at least a biathlon
Yeah.
at that point.